everybody, it's Becky Pearson, and I'm here talking to Bradley Bradley Sue, however you know him. We're here to talk about what he's went through over the last 8 months.
8, 9, something like that.
Yeah. So, Brad, do you want to talk about what happened on April
6th of 22? I was roping and had an accident where at the end of the run the horse had bucked and I wound up on the horn twice, split my pelvis, and it actually opened. Then it detached soft tissue, muscle, tendons, ligaments from the pelvic floor, tore some stomach muscles. So I had a surgery to plate my pelvis and a screw. Becky might know the explanation better, but it went through the upper parts of my pelvis to hold me together.
In the back, screw that went through your SI joints, basically.
Yes.
Yep.
I wore that till August, and the plate is hopefully permanent.
You don't want them to go in and get it out.
Right.
Yeah. So, tell me what life... I mean, it was pretty miserable, obviously, going to the hospital.
Correct. I was unable to walk when this happened, yet I didn't call an ambulance. So we had quite the event to get started. But
stubborn cowboy stuff.
Extremely high pain level with an inability for mobility, I guess, was the biggest thing. And so I got to the hospital, and they waited 3 days for surgery to let swelling go down. Some of the things they explained to me was medical terms that they like to wait a few days. Right. But after that, then I had to start relearning how to get out of bed, how to walk, how to do everything.
Yeah. So they got you out of bed.
The day after surgery, I walked halfway around the bed and got back in.
Yeah.
The next day I walked to the door, and the next day to the nurse's station. And then I was moved to an in-house rehab center for a week in Good Sam.
Right.
And that was therapy twice a day for 7 days.
Okay. Pretty much living on pain meds to the max.
For as long as I could. I know I got off the narcotic pain meds so I could go back to work. But I was on 16-ish ibuprofen a day.
Wow, yeah.
Maybe the max recommended plus some.
Yeah, so...
And that was for months.
Right, because you were able to do a little more therapy, but you had to walk with crutches for 8 weeks?
Probably, or longer.
Yeah.
It was June or July.
Okay.
June, I think, when they let me stop walking with crutches.
Okay. And so then you could walk without crutches, but you still had to be careful with...
Walking was my only thing that they would let me do. And that was a very slow, meandering walk. Mm-hmm. With intense pain, usually. Yeah. It was getting better by August, and then I had to have another surgery to remove the screw.
Yep.
And then the pain started again because things started to move and loosen up. And, and they expected more out of me. And so I think it was, in all honesty, after that surgery, I felt like I went backwards for a month or two. And I think it's just been recently, about November, to when I don't remember waking up in pain.
Yeah. So that's kind of why we wanted to talk to you about, like, there are a lot of people out there that are in chronic pain, in pain every day. And yours obviously was created by an accident, a trauma, and a lot of people's chronic pain does start that way. But I have to give you a lot of credit for sticking with what the doctor has told you, because you don't really like to exercise.
No, was asked one time about which forms of exercise I liked, and I said, well, probably when it's over, because I've never really started in my life, and I don't know why you would. That's just kind of the attitude I had. I think my exercise was basically my daily activities of working with the horses and the livestock around the house. But when you get confined to do nothing, the exercise, that's a whole nother level of rehab that I had to start.
Right. Yeah. And we had a lot of heart-to-heart moments during therapy of, because of the amount of pain that you were in.
Yeah.
There were moments where, when we talk about like the nerve pain that you had after that came after they removed.
No, that was first.
That was
first. I even wound up at the ER probably a month after I got home, because I could not take the pain anymore. That was when I was off the narcotics, and the Advil or ibuprofen could not keep up.
Right.
Along with some nerve pain medicine. It was an excruciating pain.
Yeah. So things that we did for that, therapy-wise, one of your favorite things for us to do, that's very sarcastic, we did some dry needling because the muscles of your hip were so tight and they were clamping down on the sciatic nerve. And so we did some dry needling to the hip, which did give you some relief from the nerve pain, along with stretching and things like that. But it wasn't your favorite thing to do.
Well, I was so tired of being sore that intensified the pain in one specific area after 3 times in a week. And I just needed a break, but we did go back and do it again later.
Right.
As I noticed some of the relief wasn't coming from normal stretching.
Right. Yep. And that is the nice thing about dry needling, is that the mechanism of how that works is that when the needle pierces the muscle, it starts a cascade of chemical reaction in the muscle that allows for the muscle to relax and blood flow to get to the muscle. Where like those deep muscles of the hip, as much as I try to get in there and dig, and you think that I'm really being...
I was sure that you were getting all the way to the bone at times.
But I still can't quite get to some of those deep muscles in there. And so it can be just another avenue to help with.
And I wouldn't say the dry needling was terrible in any way. I had just hit a limit of how much I could take day and day and day and day after each other.
Right.
And I just did not want like my 6th treatment or something back to back. I just needed to let that area relax. But at the time, it's not a painful procedure.
Right.
It's no more irritating than a deep massage, I wouldn't say.
Oh, no, come on, no, be honest.
At the time, it is not. But for me, I didn't have pain relief overnight or over the next day, and that specific small area was getting sore from repeated needling.
Yeah. Now, be honest about what you told a friend of ours at a party, what you'd rather have done to you.
I may have exaggerated some, but it is not something you look forward to when you wake up in the morning. But after I took a break for more than a month, I was kind of ready to do it again one time. Becky kind of talked me into it, but we were working on some range of motion that we were able to get to after we did dry needling again after a break.
Yeah.
So it accomplished the goal. I didn't look forward to it. I think the first time I thought, well, this looks like acupuncture. I've always wondered what that was like. And it was different.
It's not pain-free.
No,
for sure,
it's not totally pain-free.
Right.
I saw some results from it that you probably have to think about later to see was it worth it at times. But I can honestly say not everything we did here was fun.
Right. Yeah, and I don't think that's ever our slogan. We want to get you back to doing the things that you want to do, and so.